Hello and welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I am Tracy and I am here to do a twin flame energy check-in for this full moon in Sagittarius. Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius and Jupiter just moved into the sign of Cancer. So if you are a Cancer or a Cancer rising, this is going to be a very pivotal time for you in all of your life, but especially in your twin flame journey or union. All right, let's just get into it, huh? First of all, I'm going to do an energy check-in, and I'm so disappointed that I packed up my decks and I can't find my twin flame oracle card deck that I created myself. I know I have it, I just don't know where it is. So we won't be using it today. Today we will be using several decks, but for the majority of the portion of the reading where we look into your person's thoughts, feelings, actions, intentions, I will be using the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. I'm going to infuse it. Dear Mother, Father, God, please come into the space and bless it. Make it holy ground. Surround us in the white light of love and protection. Cast my ego to the outside so I may be a clear channel for spirit messages. Cast my viewers' ego to the outside so they may be a clear receiver of spirit messages. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Reading for the collective of the true twin flames, divine counterparts. What is going on in the collective? All right, last shuffle. Then I'm going to cut it and put it off to the side. I do need to see where, okay, right about here. All right. Yep. I put a little line on my table so I know how far I can go with the cards. All right. So if you've seen my monthly romance readings, I'm going to kind of do this similar to those. We're going to take a look at the collective energies of the person on your heart and mind, whether it's divine masculine, divine feminine. It is your twin flame, the person that you are on this journey with. We're going to tap into the viewer's person. And actually, I stand corrected. I do believe I'm going to do the bridge to union. So, let's see. I want to... Did I cut these? I don't even remember. I'm chattering on. I've been in a very trance-like energy all day. Today is the full moon. It's the 11th. And I was going to work on another type of video and was called to do this. So, all right, Spirit, what is the current energy of the person on my viewer's heart and mind that is their divine counterpart? We're going to do a general reading first, and then we're going to get specific to divine masculine, divine feminine energies. What is my viewer's person's current energy? All right. Okay. Ooh. Look at all those cigarettes. Browsing history. Danger. And road trip. So the person on your heart and mind just from the energy of these cards, this person has been binge watching, scrolling, nervous, worried. They could have some negative habits, addictions. Yeah, I mean, just to sum it up, I guess I could go into over explaining it, but what it feels like is this person is worried. Worried about possibly traveling toward you, or worried about where they're headed, where their life is going. They could be avoiding. This feels like numbing. But you know, in the browsing history, there's a few, most of them are stupid topics, but there's a few profound topics in there, right? Rapid DNA testing. We do have world's best beaches. This person, yeah, I'm going to clarify because it feels to me like they're stressed and worried about the dangers of traveling towards you or away from you, or just, you know, their journey altogether. It's like there's so many holes in this mask. It's like spirit is bringing things. This person's randomly scrolling and occasionally coming across profound information that the universe is bringing them that's blowing holes in their mask. It's blowing holes in their story. It doesn't feel intentional. It feels like they're avoiding, numbing, some sort of stress and worry. And as they're aimlessly scrolling, certain concepts and ideas that are spiritual are coming into their awareness that is blowing holes in their matrix, holes in their mask, holes in their theories, holes in their belief systems. And it is part of the journey. It's also placing them on the journey, is what it feels like. So I'm going to clarify with just a regular tarot deck. Tell me about the person on my viewer's heart and mind that they believe is their twin flame or sacred soulmate. What is the energy of this? Why are the cigarettes here? Clarify this overflowing ashtray. Temperance. Clarify the overflowing ashtray. Again, I get this feeling with the Temperance card that they're buying time, procrastinating, reflecting, avoiding. I'm hearing avoiding. Avoiding what? making decisions, making plans. Avoiding maybe getting out of the house, because the Page of Wands for me is my adventure seeker. But what they don't know is that while they're sitting here aimlessly scrolling, worried, maybe even just bored, right? Bored with the Four of Cups, something is happening behind the scenes that is creating healing. It's about divine timing, alchemy. There's a healing happening here. And it could be around smoking. It could be very specific for somebody. Maybe your person is a heavy smoker and they're not happy with it and they're trying to quit. Because Temperance is a very healing card. There's healing, right? Healing something that I'm no longer happy with or that I don't want. But we do have Temperance and we have Justice on the bottom of the deck. I think they're stressed and worried about coming forward to make something fair, to make something just, to fix something. I think they're worried about whether or not you're available, whether or not you'd be receptive, and maybe even whether or not they're capable. Tell me about the browsing history here. Why is this card here, Spirit? Okay, he said do a riffle shuffle. That's going to change up that bottom deck energy. Why is the browsing history here? What is the significance of this card, please, for my viewer's person? Eight of Wands. How do you want to receive? Knight of Wands. Queen of Swords. See, that's what it feels like to me. It's hard to describe sometimes because I'm an empath and I channel. But I mean, it's just validating the fact that this person is not happy. They're bored with their life. They're living with a mask. They're avoidant, right? They're killing time. But what they truly desire, that they are resistant to, that they're fighting and holding back, is this fire energy. Because of fear of being rejected. Or maybe my viewer has put up some boundaries, you know, and have standards that this person. See, it's like maybe they're watching you, maybe they're scrolling through your posts. But see, the energy here is, you know, whether it's you or the other person, because remember, it's a general reading. I'm not reading masculine or feminine, but feminine is here, and she's not down for this in and out energy anymore. She's protecting herself. She's speaking her truth. She's put up a boundary, and against what? This player type energy, this, you know, hot and cold and in and out and non-committal. And perhaps he's or she, I feel, I just use pronouns, guys. It doesn't matter whether it's a male or a female. But what we're seeing here is the feminine energy is the stronghold. The feminine energy is the one that is blocking this kind of behavior. And either he's, and I do think he, as in divine masculine, because, you know, it's the opposite of the feminine, is worried about whether or not they can follow through, right? Six of Pentacles, Justice. Can I give this divine feminine or this Queen of Swords, can I give her what she's asking for, what she deserves? I think that they think they are avoiding this topic, and yet while they're avoidant and aimlessly scrolling, there's healing happening because of content that is coming across their feed that is somehow educating them on their behavior, which is this Knight of Wands energy. Bottom of the deck is the World. Ooh, and the Devil. Yeah. See, look. The lesson that they're being taught is about how to balance out the energy to heal the devil or end cycles of being the devil. Toxic cycles. Ending toxic cycles to bring in more balance. All right. Seems rather forward or clear. Tell me about this mask. Dubbed Danger. Why is it here? Why is this mask here? With all the holes in it. Four Swords. I told you, I already channeled this. I'm going to stand behind what I said. I think this person is dealing with their trauma in very toxic ways. Being avoidant, over imbibing, not treating their body well, you know, smoking, scrolling, maybe I just hear avoiding. But as they're avoiding, this healing's happening behind the mask. It's happening. Like this person's actually doing all of this avoidance stuff, but while they're avoiding, Spirit is working behind the scenes, bringing content through probably algorithms or through social media that is blowing holes in this person's belief system through their false mask, the lies they tell themselves. They're actually, you're probably not in contact with the Four Swords. That's usually a break from communication. But it brings about a lot of reflection. You know, this happens. It happens to me. There are days when I'm upset or worried or angry about something, and I'm like, I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just not going to deal with it today. And I sit down and I start eating junk food and aimlessly scrolling on my phone, thinking that I am avoiding. And then I start seeing signs and synchronicities and videos land in my algorithm that kind of hit home and bring me clarity around my behavior, around my belief systems, around my negative. This has happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you too, but this is what I'm feeling. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles and the Hanged Man and Sun. This person needs clarity. They're learning about the past. You know, this is enlightenment, right? What does the Hanged Man hang himself to do but to gain clarity, to shine the light on something? And what this person is shining the light on with this King of Pentacles is commitment, you know? Well, no. For some of you, this person made an offer in the past that they didn't keep. That's just for somebody. They regret that they didn't see things in the past when the opportunity was there. And now they're reminiscing and things are reminding them of you. And they're still contemplating and looking at making some sort of an effort, solid effort, because they're missing you. Tell me more about the mask. Ooh, how do you want to receive? Okay. So this is heavy on them. There's a lot of things on their heart and mind. There's a lot of belief systems, a lot of, because the Ten of Wands is the end of a cycle, and we saw that with the world. But what kind of ending is this person going through is the need to forgive with the Five of Cups, the need to put down old belief systems that, Spirit is blowing holes through. It's a heavy burden. This person wants to heal this. They want to heal themselves. Look at, and on the bottom of the deck again, after all that shuffling, and I cut the deck too. We've got the Six of Pentacles again in the world with the Queen of Wands, the Devil, the King of Swords. Again, this person wants to build something. They want to work on this. They want to make some kind of an offer, but it's small. We've got the King of Swords here. He's thinking, trying to be logical. He's probably trying to be cold, aloof. But look at the attraction. See the Devil in this pairing with the Queen of Wands? This could be that this person cuts themselves off from their desires, when they get all fired up and heavily attracted to your beauty, if you're a female, if you're feminine energy, your confidence, the magnetism. I think there's a very strong sexual attraction here. But I think this person dampens it down, holds it back, doesn't show it. But this cycle is what's healing. It's the completion of a lesson. This is always the completion of the Fool's Journey. It's a lesson learned. It's a opportunity to end a cycle. And what cycle needs to end is healing and balance. I mean, we saw Justice where the scales, and then now we're seeing the Six of Pentacles with the World several times. So this is what this person's high self is trying to avoid, but is also desiring, is to start something, make some kind of communication or offer. We've had a lot of pages. There's a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. And so both of you are mirroring each other energetically, which is kind of ironic because, we are told, if you resonate with being the divine feminine, we are told to hold a standard, to not chase, to not overgive, to know our value. But sometimes we slip into this Queen of Swords energy of where it's my way or the highway, and it's due to us mirroring them, or the King of Swords is mirroring us, because we are divine twins, right? So we mirror each other in energy and vibration. So what needs to probably change is this cold, aloof, my way or the highway attitude to soften this, the divine feminine, she can have her boundaries and speak her truth, but she needs to do it in a unconditionally loving way where it's just what's right for both people, with kindness and compassion, and that will soften the counterpart's energy. Or vice versa, right? It depends on who wants to create the change. If the masculine is the one that's going to take the lead to create the change in energy, then he's going to have to soften. He's going to have to get out of his head and into his heart. And that is where alignment truly happens. Because you're mirroring each other. You're matching each other's frequency. Okay, bottom of the deck. The Emperor, the King of Pentacles. Ooh, stop, Kitty. Why does she do that? She lays on my cards, and then when she gets up, she knocks them all down. Get down. Get down. Go on. Get down. Down. You don't need to be on the table while I'm reading. So the Emperor, the Tower, the King of Pentacles. See, this worried me. It did. I'll be honest. The Seven of Swords with that mask, right? That worried me until I saw the Hierophant behind it. What you don't see, and what this person's trying to get clarity and will get clarity on and communicate, is that they've learned a lesson about their behaviors, about the mask, and it doesn't have to be that they're a liar, cheater, they've treated you some certain way. Maybe they did. But this is more about the belief systems that they have about relationships, about themselves, about their divine feminine, about the world that they live in, about their religions, about its core beliefs. I think this person is beginning to see the holes in the story. And then that might just be exactly what they need with this Four of Swords and the Hanged Man and the Sun and that Ace of Swords and Star, in order to really kick this person into this Emperor energy. We'll see. We're going to see. And it's funny, I always try to keep it open. I'm like, I'm not going to say it's divine masculine, divine feminine. However, the divine feminine is the spiritual twin. So it stands to reason that she would be the one who is watching these videos. And if the divine masculine is watching this video, it's not because he went looking for it, more than likely. Hopefully, but more than likely he didn't. More than likely, as he was trying to avoid his feelings, trying to avoid the journey, trying to avoid his fears, he, in his endless scrolling and avoidance, is actually being shown by the divine. So maybe if any divine masculines do come across this video, it will be because God or the universe or their higher selves led them to it, probably unknowingly or without intent. All right, why is this Ten of Wands here? What is the Ten of Wands? All right, that's a big chunk, and there's a big story there. Basically repeating what we already said, but I'm going to riffle shuff, and we're going to try again. What's meant to come out will. Why is the Ten of Wands here? What is this Ten of Wands? How do you want to receive? Oh, how do you want to receive? How do you want to receive? Come on. Yeah, so it's not quite here yet. This is about destiny. Karma. Thank you, Spirit. The Wheel of Karma. So sometimes it's the Wheel of Change. Sometimes it's the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Destiny. Sometimes it's the Wheel of Karma. And this person is healing and releasing and purging belief systems and karmic debts. Debts that they incurred. You know, the times they've hurt people, the times they've ran, the times they've said the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time. It's trauma. One by one by one by one, this person is having holes blown in their reality, their ability to hide, especially from the divine feminine, is getting harder and harder, and they're learning how to release and purge. Thank you. I'm hearing purge old belief systems that are no longer in alignment with their healing. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Page of Cups, Five of Cups. Look at this. It's like, can we end the pain? Can we have a fresh beginning? I miss you. That's what I'm hearing. This card has a lot of meanings, but I'm hearing, I miss you. Will you forgive me for being a dick? I want to change. I want to make things better. Can we stabilize this? And then there's this, fear of making this decision. But look at, I've got the teacher, right? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When I read, for me, the Page of Swords is the student and the Hierophant is the teacher. What is this person learning? They're learning about values. They're learning about their value, about their ancestral lineage, about how to be in a healthy, prosperous, balanced committed, thank you, Spirit, committed relationship without breaking hearts, third-party situations, whatever the Three of Swords is for, because everybody's Three of Swords is different, so we're not going to get into that, but it could be anything. It could be abandonment. It could be cheating. It can be harsh words. It can be separation. It could be fear. But everybody's Three of Swords is different. But this person is really weighing up their decision because they miss you. And they want to end the pain, their own suffering. And they're learning about maybe infidelity, or because it feels like family, like there's lessons this person's learning about their childhood, about their own family, about, the sins of the parent visited upon the child, right? It's like, my family was a certain way, and that programmed me into that belief system. That's my inheritance. There's a lot going on in this energy. All right, tell me about the road trip. Where are we going? Where are we going? What's this road trip on the table? Nine of Cups. How do you want to receive? Well, yeah, it's in the reverse. Clarify, please, the road trip with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Oh, do we want all that? How about we just take Justice? Nope. There's that trip. Knight of Cups, the Tower, the Hermit, Six of Wands, the Devil, the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, the Magician, the Eight of Cups. Look at all this. Look at it all. All right, so this person's going through an awakening. They're going through a tower moment. They have a lot of guilt and desire and emotional feelings. And so all of this is divine intervention, right? This person is going within, taking the time to do the healing, even though it may look toxic. You know, I went through this, guys. I went through this. You know, my drug of choice is food. I would binge eat junk food and scroll aimlessly on my phone and fall down rabbit holes. And not with intention, like I was just trying to avoid my trauma, avoid processing and facing my trauma, my regrets, my, you know, experiences that I created. A lot of them I created a lot of chaos myself, and a lot of that pain was created at my own hand. A lot of it was done toward me by others. And so, you know, when you go through that dark night of the soul, that major awakening, what does it create? It creates a soul's journey. But it isn't a journey outward, it's a journey inward. Inward. That's why the Nine of Cups is in reverse. It's like, what do I want? What do I truly, truly want? Can I have it? And should I pursue it? Will I be successful? Again, with the Emperor and the Devil, it's like they're having an argument. It's like they're working on creating a new beginning. And I say creating because there's the creator, right? But this person, you know, I did this. I remember a friend of mine channeled for me the Nine of Cups in a reading when I was going through my divorce, going through my major awakening, my spiritual, like my twin flame awakening, telling me, well, now, you know, you've cleared out your toxic relationship. You're starting all over. And this Nine of Cups is 9 wishes, 9 opportunities, 9 steps that you can take to gain your Nine of Cups, right? Cup number 1, cup number 2, cup number 3. It's like first you find a place to live, then you find, or maybe first you find a job, then you find a place to live, then you find, then you create something that you've always wanted to create, then you, whatever, because everybody's Nine of Cups is different, but this is the journey of awakening and healing, creating balance and justice by going within. And this person is beating the devil. They're winning. They're stepping up. They're working on it. Right now, they're taking, the first step is self-love, right? Creating self-love and empowerment against what? The cigarettes, the food, the drugs, the sex addiction, the whatever, and winning. But you know, it takes time, needs time, in time. We do have a lot of waiting cards. We had the Hangman, we have Temperance, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know about you guys, but I had my huge major awakening, I want to say like 7.5 years ago, maybe 8. And it was intense. It was super intense. And it was ongoing. It's still ongoing. But, you know, things have lightened up a lot. I've learned a lot. I've overcome a lot. I've processed a lot. I've purged a lot. But does that mean I'm completely healed? No, I'm a work in progress. But I think that this person is in the throes of it. They're in the depths of it. They are in the midst of it. And it is part of their journey. That's why the Trip card is here. But it's not an external journey. It's an internal journey of self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-love. The knight in shining armor could literally be an angel or a guide coming in with divine intervention. to set this person on the path of healing. See, there's communication. Look, I've changed. I've changed. But there's worry, major worry here about, can we fix this? Can I fix this? Can I heal? Can I move forward? Does she still love me? For some of you, I'm hearing, is she available? Is she committed? Ace of Wands, I want to take action. I know what I want. I'm willing to work together to build it, to take a new path in the future. That trip, we're going to go on a trip of transformation. And then it's forward movement and communication. I want to clarify the Eight of Wands. Is this actual communication, or is this an internal dialogue that this person is currently having with spirit or their higher self? It always amazes me when I do riffle shuffles, good ones, and then cut the deck and we still get the same energies, or certain cards like magnetically cling to each other. So let's just see, what is the Eight of Wands here for? What does it represent in this full moon in Sagittarius energy? For the twins, for the person on my viewers' heart and mind. Why is the Eight of Wands here? Ten of Swords in reverse. Page of Cups and the Five of Pentacles in reverse, with the Two of Wands and the King of Wands on the bottom. Look, we've got transformation, death and rebirth, Two of Cups, wish fulfilled or wish healing, hard work and determination to pursue a future. There's a decision to make that they're chewing on, they're working on, they're being shown, and they know what they want for their future. All right, so they might communicate. They might tell you, I don't want this to be over. I don't want to experience an ending. I don't want to be rejected or alone. Maybe an apology or a small affirmation of love or hope. Hope. My gosh, look at, there's the Lovers. The Hierophant, the Lovers. This is a blessed union between the Empress. We already saw the Emperor. This is the Magician, creating. See, that's this Hierophant. That's what I think. I don't think this is a person. I don't think this is your person. I think that it's this Hierophant, as above, so below, teaching this person empowerment and how to see things differently, see what they want, and maybe giving them ideas on how to bring this back out of maybe a friend zone, going from the Three of Cups to the Two of Cups. If you've been put in the friend zone, maybe they want to bring it out of that, to heal it. Tell you they're willing to work on it. They're looking at how to work on it to make a decision for the future. But they don't want this to be over. It would be so painful for this to be over for your person. They want to fix it somehow. And in order to do that, they really have to look at their own abandonment wounds, their own victimization, maybe? Why is the Five of Pentacles in reverse? They just miss you. They're thinking about you, thinking about the past, thinking about that time when it was unconditional love. If they ever made you the other woman, they regret that. They wish they would have committed and made you the major person. And I think they're working on fixing that. And there is this sense of impatience. All right. Enough. I don't want to be here all day. I just wanted to see what the energy was of the person on your heart and mind. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to do the bridge to union now. If this feels like your story, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because it could be anybody's story at this point. We're going to take a look at the bridge to union. And I will use 2 different decks. All right. I'm going to use the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. How do you want to use it, Spirit? As a clarifier. All right, let's cut the deck. All right, we'll use this to clarify. We're going to use this deck. Since it's already infused with masculine's energy, we will use this one for the masculine. And we will use another deck for the feminine. All right, Spirit. I'm going to place the masculine on the left, my left, possibly your right, over here. We're going to cut the deck. I would like to know the masculine in this situation's current, during the full moon in Sagittarius, current. This is not going to be a timeless reading, but it could be. Maybe you'll find it later and it still resonates. But my intention is current for the full moon in Sagittarius, the strawberry moon. Would like to know about this masculine's thoughts, feelings, intentions, lesson they're currently being taught by spirit or their higher self, universe, God, and what actions they will be taking, not thinking about taking, Spirit. I'd like to know what actual actions. Allow me to be a clear channel. Their actual actions, even if it's non-action. I don't want to know their thoughts. Their thoughts are up here. I want to know about their actions in the current energy toward the feminine. I'll take 2 for that. What is the biggest block in this person's energy currently? What is the biggest block in the masculine's energy currently? need anything else. I'm going to leave it there. All right, we're going to go on over here to the feminine. All right, we're going to infuse this deck with the Divine Feminine's current energies toward their divine counterpart, their thoughts toward them, their feelings toward them, their intentions toward them, the current lesson that Spirit is working on them with, and their most likely next action. All actions, current actions. Actions. All right, thoughts first, Spirit. What is the Divine Feminine's current thoughts about the Divine Masculine? What are her current feelings for her Divine Masculine? Her current intentions toward Divine Masculine? What is the lesson, spiritual lesson, that Spirit is currently teaching Divine Feminine? And what will be the actions taken, or what actions will be taken because of this full moon in Sagittarius, if any? All right, what is the biggest block or challenge or blessing? That one wanted to flip. Can I get one more for the current challenge or blessing? Because I don't know. I'm hearing blessing for Divine Feminine. All right. Let's unpack this and then we'll clarify with the Twin Flame journey. All right. Thoughts of Divine Masculine. Ooh, Justice. We saw that. I love doing tarot. It's just sometimes so profoundly on point. So this masculine's thinking about all the things he's done wrong, all the imbalances in his behaviors, his actions, his treatment. He just wants to bring truth and justice. And it's like, I want to do her right. I want to fix it. I want to do what's right, is what I'm hearing. And there's somebody here, because I'm hearing I want to do what's right, but I'm also hearing one person who's really hard on themselves. And they're saying, you deserve so much better than me. What are Divine Feminine's thoughts currently during this full moon for the masculine? Strength. I like that. That's Empress. Energy. Taming the ego, taming her fears. Not with force, but with love. See, remember, not the Queen of Swords, but the Empress. You kill them with divine love, right? You don't kill them. You tame them. You soften. Through love. Love is your strength. It is where your strength truly lies in this twin flame journey, is being the Empress and being love, being receptive and nurturing and compassionate, but firm. I mean, she is closing the jaws of this lion, but not with a sword, but with gentle Persuasion. Is that a song? I'm hearing gentle persuasion. Maybe an old Motown song or something. I don't know. All right. Where's the heart space of this masculine toward his feminine? Looking at the future. Hoping for a shift. So there could be something this masculine is waiting for. Like, you know, his ships to come in. For him to have a better life. Or get down. But he's looking to the future with expectation. We'll clarify. All right. I'm hearing maybe someday. Maybe someday. There's still faith here. There's still hope on this masculine's heart about the future. All right, what about the feminine's heart toward the masculine? Oh, look at that sun. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. This feminine just... So many messages coming through. So there must be several different people at several different levels on this twin flame journey, because some of you are truly, truly holding space, firmly holding space in your heart to guide this masculine, to show the way. Show me the way. Take me tonight to the river and wash my illusions away. But there's hope and happiness and clarity, but mostly for those of you that are in this higher vibrational frequency, you are the light. I am going to be the light that shines the way. I will be the beacon of light in my heart space. I will shine it out for the masculine to find his way. For those of you that are in the lower vibration, because the first thing I heard was, I am going to be happy one way or the other. And it's like you're affirming that with this strength card. I'm going to be happy one way or the other. And so there's two very different energies there. There's a lower vibrational energy of ego, and there's a higher vibration of light and love and strength and courage and holding space. All right. Tell me about their intentions during this full moon. Oh, look at that. They mirroring. My intention is to mirror, to be strong, to work with the feminine in taming the ego, in matching frequency. You guys mirror each other, even when you don't intend to or want to, or you do, because, you know, it's you're one soul in two experiences. So you have to. It's quantum entanglement. It is the mirror. And so look at the mirroring. My intentions are to match your frequency by being strong and courageous. And look how psychic the divine feminine is. Like what's on her mind when she thinks about the masculine is she's thinking, you know, be strong. Find your way. I'll be strong and find my way. You be strong, find your way. It's just mirroring energy. It's like, you know, her third eye is so tapped in. It's like telepathic tapped into the divine masculine's truest energy and intentions currently. All right. And what are her intentions? Remember, it doesn't have to be a he or she. It's just energy. Ooh. Ooh. I'll have to clarify that one. So what I'm getting from this is when I think of you, I have to be strong, but I need clarity. And there's darkness here. Anxiety, grieving. I'm hearing grieving. I'm grieving. I miss you. I'm grieving. Maybe dreaming, having dreams, vivid dreams. I have to clarify that because this energy is so nice and this energy is so low vibrational. You know, my intentions are to worry. My intentions are to maybe do shadow work during this moon. Face my fears. Maybe this moon will bring up a lot of anxiety and fears around this feminine's intentions. You know, like, I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. All right, let's look at what spiritual lessons being taught currently during this full moon to the masculine. Six of Swords, Nine of Swords. Look how they're mirroring each other. Four of Pentacles. So where Spirit is working on this person is trying to get them, it's like calm their nervous system. To purge. See, they're holding on. They're holding on. They're closed off. Their energy's closed off. They're holding back. I feel a purge coming on. It's like if, so the universe or God or their higher selves, whatever you want to call it, source, is trying to lead this person out of this dark night of the soul and teach them to open up, to be able to receive, to be vulnerable, to face their fears, to know their value, to be able to be the Six of Pentacles, to be able to be open, to share, to be vulnerable is what I'm hearing. And there's fear around whether or not they can fix this. But they're not open. They're closed, like a clam. I'm seeing a clam close up. A lot of this is going on internally. And this feminine is very in touch energetically with the masculine's energy. And vice versa, like you're mirroring each other. Look at this. It's pretty profound, actually. It's like she's trying to be strong and face her own fears because they've come to light. Maybe she knows this masculine has to go through this, which triggers her to go through it too. I don't know. We're going to have to clarify. What is the spiritual lesson that the feminine is being taught? Oh, the Devil, the Two of Coins, and the Six of Cups. Codependency. That's just what I heard in my head. I'm not sure how the cards, I mean, this is like toxic imbalance in the giving and receiving of energy. And it's unconditional love. It's giving and receiving. It's like there was a time when there was balance between divine masculine and divine feminine. In the creation story, there was a time where the masculine was generous and gave to the feminine, and the feminine was open to receive. And I think it's been out of balance. I think she's been codependent and overgiving. Overgiving. When she was never really meant to be the giver. She was meant to be the receiver. I mean, it's masculine. Plugs in, feminine receives. And there was a time in the past where perhaps this was more in balance. Or maybe it never was, because I'm seeing the X and I'm hearing nope. See that X? Nope. Nope. For some of you, it was never in balance, and that's the devil, right? That's what Spirit's trying to teach you, is that, you know, you can be in a blessed, divine union, blessed by your higher self, blessed by the universe, or you can be in toxic union, where the giving and receiving is out of balance, and it's maybe a past life habit. I'm hearing habit. I wanted to say trauma, but I'm hearing pattern. A pattern. Infinite pattern of being in distorted energy, codependent, toxic codependency, because she's being taught how to not be overgiving and codependent, but to be open to receive equally in measure, to know her value, to know her worth, to know that she doesn't have to experience this pattern. She can be the generational curse breaker. And it could be triggered during this full moon. This could be triggered. That's why the Nine of Swords is there. And when she starts thinking about the past, she starts thinking about all the toxic relationships where she overgave, where she was too generous and the other person was a taker, a holder. She's activating it in the masculine's energy because she's reflecting it energetically back to him, whether it's just in the 5D, through the umbilical cord, or because I don't think there's communication right now for the collective I'm reading. All right, so yeah, codependency. This is greed. Too much taking, too much giving. Recalibration. All right, what actions will this full moon incite in the masculine? Again, resistance. I'm sorry, but that's what I hear. Resisting, being over logical, cool, calculating, instead of going after their desires, allowing themselves to feel the passion that they truly have for this feminine. I'll clarify. Because the King of Swords can be the king of action. But I don't see an action card here. I see thinking, calculating, planning. What is this moon inciting for action in the feminine? Oh my God, look at the way they're mirroring. Tit for tat. This feminine, okay, you guys have to drop me a comment and let me know if this resonates. A lot of the people that follow me and watch my videos have been on this journey for a while, and there's enlightenment about their own fears, about their own codependency and behaviors. They've been taught, they've been learning, spiritually mastering. The teacher is here. And I think on a very, very core level, the feminine knows that the teacher is now here for this masculine. I have to clarify, there's no action. This is energy, guys. There's no acting here. There's no action being taken. This is mirroring, you know. Look at the profound, I mean, 78 cards, 2 different decks. We have 2 strength cards, 2 Nine of Swords, 2 King of Swords. Pretty profound. But the teacher is here. I'm hearing, I work on me, because we got this focus on yourself. It already revealed itself. I am being divinely guided to work on me. Practice self-care, redirect your energy from them to yourself. Things that make you go, Time to celebrate. A joyous occasion or event will soon take place. Yeah, this masculine could be ready. In their actions, you know. This could be a universal bumper. And sometimes we have a universal hookup where, you know, they don't take any action, but the universe throws something at them. But I asked, what is their biggest challenge? And for some of them, it's addiction. Maybe too much partying. That's what I'm feeling. Like this person, because we did see the devil, we saw the cigarette ashtray. This person could be avoidant, trying to be cool, trying to do what's right. King of Swords does what's right and she's being taught to do what's right too. They're mirroring. All right. Lies and deception. Beware of betrayal. So what was the question I asked? I don't remember now because I was asking, what is the block? And this flipped out. Lies and deception. I think I'm going to clarify. All right, let's just clarify. Can I clarify the Justice card. Equality. There's that Six of Pentacles. I said it, and I meant it. They want to do what's right. They want to do what's right. They want to bring balance and generosity and equality back into the situation. When they think about their feminine, that's what they're thinking about. How do I fix it? How do I do what's right? What is the feminine thinking with the Strength card, please? Eight of Wands, energy surge and communication. We saw the Eight of Wands in his energy. I wonder if you will get communication. Because the King of Swords is communication. Would have been nice to get an action card. So, I think she's resisting communicating. I think she wants to. I think when she thinks about her masculine, she's like, man, should I reach out? Should I go back to chasing? Right? Should I pump life back into this? Should I initiate? And she's holding back. That's what I think. I think she's holding back communication. She's resisting with the Strength card. All right, tell me, why is the masculine's heart space the Three of Wands toward the feminine? Nine of Cups. Someday, somewhere over the rainbow. It's like this person's deepest wish in their heart space is to have this union someday. They're hoping, they're waiting. Stop waiting. Oh my God, I don't want them waiting. All right, anyhow. What's holding them back? Why is it the Three of Wands? The Empress. See, they're waiting for her to get out of the Queen of Swords. They're waiting for her to soften, to show love again. And she's resisting. And maybe Spirit's here creating that. All right. Why is the Sun her heart space? Ace of Pentacles, wise investment. See, it's like she knows her value now. This is what Spirit's been teaching her, is how to stop chasing, how to stop being needy, how to stop overgiving. And she's learned this lesson in her heart space. She sees clearly now that she is a wise investment, that she knows that she can't chase, she has to attract. But she needs to do it in the Empress energy, not the Queen of Swords. I just, listen, if you are the feminine, it's what you need to do. Just going to put it out there. All right. Why is the Strength here for the masculine's intentions? See, I think they're both holding back. They're mirroring each other. They're both holding back. But let's just clarify. Why is the masculine's intentions the Strength card? Universal alignment, again, waiting for that divine feminine, looking over the horizon, waiting to see a shift in energy, an openness, a receptivity. Their higher self is waiting for a vibrational shift. So they're being held back by their healing till I can be what I need to be, until I can be the Emperor, until she is my Empress, until we are in universal alignment. This is pretty cool. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Why is the Nine of Swords in the feminine's intentions? Death. Will it ever change? Am I ever going to get there? Are we ever going to find union? And is he really awakening? Is he really, is it all in my head? It's like her intuition is telling her that this masculine is going through the dark night of the soul, going through but her ego is fearful. Is it really happening? Will it ever happen? There's doubt here. Tell me about the death card. Why is the death card here for intentions? Seven of Swords. See, this is her strategy. This is her, as it says, deception. She's resisting this masculine's draw. She wants to reach out. She wants to text. She wants to chase. She wants to go back to the old her. But her higher self, see the Hierophant is here teaching her about these lies and deceptions. You can't go back. Because once you've been shown, once you've been enlightened, once you know the truth, you can't go back to the dark. You can't go back to the dark. She knows that this masculine, the ball's in his court. He has to heal this. And he is her. And so they're both healing it, but they're healing it very differently. Her healing is resisting the temptation to chase. And his healing is resisting the temptation to run. Pretty profound. But her intentions are to wait for the transformation. She knows her value, she knows her worth. When she sees it, she can't unsee it. So she's focusing on herself because she doesn't ever want to experience the Seven of Swords again. The person that's trying to pull the wool over her eyes is her ego. It's this fear, it's this devil energy of feeling codependent, feeling unworthy, feeling it's the lies that she's been told, it's the lies that she believes, it's the false ego, it's the entrapment. It's the inner voice that has kept her in victim mode, in oppression, and not knowing her value or worth. It's, yeah, this has to change. Spirit is teaching. That's why universal alignment is in here. It's why union is in here. Because this is what has to transform. Is the wrong thoughts, the wrong core beliefs, the wrong visions, dreams, lies. It's the mind. The mind is the devil. All right. Tell me about the spiritual lesson. Sum it up with one card, if you would, please, for the masculine. Knight of Swords, decisive action. Again, this masculine needs to open up and needs to take action, decisive action. Spirits, the lesson is to stop running, to run towards instead of run away. To overcome their fears. All right, what is the feminine's core lessons being worked on right now? Three of Swords. Look, it's Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords. Heartache. They need to heal their heart space. Three of Pentacles, Six of Wands. This isn't something that's owed to her. This is something she has to work on with her masculine, with the divine, and herself. This is a collaboration. Mind, body, soul, mother, father, God, right? Masculine, feminine, you know, mother, father, child. It's the Trinity. It's, you know, it's spirit with masculine and feminine. Success and recognition. It's like her soul lesson is that you are valuable, you are valued, you are loved, you are worthy of success and recognition. In order to heal your heart, we all have to work together. And 3 + 3 = 6. And for some of you, it's third-party situations. Not everybody. But infidelity could be a major wound for some of the feminines that are on this journey. It's feeling left out, victimized. It's feeling, you know, because the Three of Pentacles is, I'm not left out, I'm valuable. I'm skilled. I'm needed. The equation isn't complete without my input. And recognizing that. Not waiting for somebody else to give it to her, but to actually create it. Mind, body, spirit. All right, tell me about this King of Swords. Why is this the action during this full moon? What is this King of Swords and Queen of Wands? Why is this the action? Okay. I have the Sun, look, more mirroring, and the High Priestess. There has to be clarity. This person's thinking. And there's such a strong attraction. But, I mean, this could play out in so many ways. They could be watching and waiting. They could be looking, you know, scrolling. Remember scrolling, spying, looking at this divine feminine, trying to figure this out. Because this person really wants to reconcile. But there's fear. And there's running. And so this person is, their actions are, I want clarity. King of Swords, I need clarity, the Sun. Because there's something here that I don't know, that I haven't learned, that I'm not privy to. Why is time to celebrate their block? No, it's union. It's an apology. It's message of love. This person is waiting for the perfect moment before acting. They need clarity somehow. What are they looking for clarity on? What do they want to see? Their behavior. Okay, Knight of Wands. I'm just hearing, will she trust me again? You know? He has to see his behaviors and balance them out. But look, I think you're going to hear from him. I think you're going to hear from him. Message of love, a joyous occasion or event to take place soon. Passionate adventure. But they are waiting for a sign, a signal Universal alignment, receptivity. She's holding back communication, but I think they're looking for a breadcrumb. Throw me a line. Make it easy for me. All right. Why is the King of Swords and the Hierophant here as her actions? Page of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. 2 of Cups. Yeah, there's more healing. But with the King of Swords and the Hierophant, again, it's universal alignment. 2 of Cups. It's like, because the 5 of Cups is 3 cups down with 2 cups remaining. There's still healing that has to happen here. I think the universe is holding her back. I think she knows that she can't chase. And I also think that she knows that the ball is in his court. The burden is on the King of Pentacles. Because see, he's the 4 of Pentacles. He has to open up. He has to know his value. There's that 3 of Wands. See, this is a spiritual holding back. Divine timing, universal alignment, awaiting results. What are we awaiting? Spiritual advisement. It's right here. And we have to get out of scarcity mindset. And the burden lies on the masculine to come up with these concrete ideas and choose. Oh, but she has to get out of this Queen of Swords. See, into this Lovers. To move this forward. Overcoming fears and breaking this stagnation. All you need is love. Do 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 do. All you need is love. Is love. Love is all you need. I'm telling you, the whole thing is vibration and frequency. You are mirroring each other. You're both holding back. You're both worried about looking like a fool. Nobody wants to chase. Nobody wants to be the first one to reach out. Masculine is desiring it and really being guided toward it. Feminine is resisting it. She's cold. She's not energetically open to receive because she believes in her heart that she has to be sharp and assertive and hold a boundary. All right, we're going to get messages from your person, and then we're going to get a timing card and be done. I need to go take a shower. All right. These cards are very limited in their ability to give messages. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Use your own intuition and discernment. Messages for my viewer from their person, please. Messages for my viewer from their person. Messages for my viewer from their person during the full moon in Sagittarius. All right. You came closer than anyone. I remember every detail of that day. We both know I'm not the one for you. See, this is what this masculine has to heal. This scarcity mindset. They have to forgive themselves because they probably were a shit. But it was a defense mechanism. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Yes, absolutely. I bury myself in work to forget you. We did have the 8 of Pentacles. I hid who I really am from you. Yeah, but that's changing because, see, the mask, the lies, the deception, the heartbreak, all of that. What are you eating, Jesse? Don't eat all of it. Mine. I hid who I really am from you, but though there's holes in that mask, massive holes in that mask now. Let's get some messages from this one. All right. For my viewer from their person. Clear, concise messages for my viewer from their person. I think this full moon is alchemizing. I think Spirit is working on the feminine to soften and to know their value, to hold that line, you know, but not with animosity or ego, but with unconditional love for self and their masculine. And as soon as the feminine does that, the masculine, I think, will match your frequency, and there will be universal alignment. Jesse, could you please go to your room? Because I can hear that, and I'm almost done. I'd like to finish my video, please. Go on. Messages for my viewer from their person. From their twin. Their sacred soulmate. There's something that needs to be said, but there's hesitation. All right. I am addicted to you. Yeah. Yes. That's that devil energy. See, I can't even look at you right now. This is what this person is dealing with. Shame. Guilt. We have maybe. Ooh, the devil twice. Sex. That's that Queen of Wands. Remember the devil that showed up already. I want to start a family with you. 10 of Pentacles. Maybe, maybe not. It's more about commitment. What do you want? 4 of Pentacles. This person is holding back. I left because you told me to. Queen of Swords. Maybe you did. Maybe you said, you know, if you can't treat me the way I deserve, then go away. And if you did, then kudos to you. But that kind of energy could be given in other ways. Like, I love you. I want to be with you, but I'd like to be honored and respected. There's softer ways, I guess, of showing up with the same energy as the Queen of Swords, only in the Empress energy. All right, let's get a divine timing card. All right, divine timing, please, for my viewers on union, or at least communication. Yep. We have September. Get back into your groove and be productive. Bustling, peak, faster pace. That's not too far away, guys.
3 months.
Okay, what about communication? How long till we receive a text or a call or a universal bump in communication? How long for communication? I think I missed it. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I don't trust that one because of the way it came out. If it's meant to come out, it will. All right. Well, these flipped over, and you know, I can hear voices in my head. I'm like, no, I ain't taking all that, but look at, I think I will. Gemini time, May 21st to June 21st. Versatile, curious, restless. And they are mirroring. And we have changed course. You may need to take a different path to get there. Direction, guidance, aligned. See, I think you need to change your frequency and vibration. And then we have wish fulfilled, being spontaneous, taking risks pays off. Serendipity, destiny, and fate. See, it's universal alignment. Bottom of the deck is very soon. Things are happening fast, so be ready to move. I think it's all about universal alignment. I really do. I think it's about alignment. You're mirroring each other so precisely. Why not use it to your advantage? Why not encompass the frequency and vibration of what you're desiring? Because I think they're matching you pretty accurately, and you're matching them. So let's just soften it just a little bit. All right, I have a bonus question. And Spirit says I can't. Okay, never mind. I was going to ask, should the feminine reach out, but I can't do that because there will be some of you that are guided to do so and some who absolutely never should. And so I'm going to leave that one alone. That one you're going to have to use your own discernment. Let's get you a... No, Spirit says don't need it. All right. So I'm not even going to tell you what I was intending to do. I'm just going to get you one of these. Telepathy Oracle card. Let's see what's going on in the subconscious or higher conscious. What do we need to know for my viewer? Heart. Ooh, connection. Your connection is eternal and unbreakable. Heart, you start to feel your heartbeat faster as you get closer. Oh, too many. Too many. Let's clean that up. There it is. Embrace what fate has in store for you. And bottom of the deck is challenge. All true soul connections involve challenges that can be overcome together. All right, so you're connected at the heart. Face your challenges with bravery, courage, and know what is fated. It's fated, it's eternal and unbreakable. All right, I love you guys. I think you might just hear from them as soon as you soften your energy. You know, if you're being called to reach out, maybe reach out. I wouldn't in my situation, maybe, but your higher self will guide you. If you don't want to reach out or are being guided not to reach out, then my suggestion is to encompass unconditional love, softness. Stop being angry. Stop being worried. Stop holding such strong boundaries. It's okay to have a strong boundary, but not with cold steel. But instead, with an open heart, connect in the heart. Because that's the biggest challenge right now, is connecting through the heart. All right, I love you. Namaste.